And whether it's timed events, English, raining, whatever, if you work it that way and you keep your horse's mind fresh, that horse is going to last you for a long time. If you've got any questions about that, put it in the comments. And if you're having any issues with your horse that you think might have been created by constantly pushing that horse, put it in the comments and we'll talk about it. I'll see if I can help you get that horse's mind back. You want to address that as quick as you can when you see it start to come up, because I'm riding Hank this morning, trotting him around. We had a really good show year this year. We won the Southeastern Region Limited Open Cow Horse. We'll be going to Celebration of Champions in February. Looking forward to how we do there. And today I want to talk about getting your horse to peak out at a certain time. When you're wanting to go to a show, go to an event, maybe a competitive trail ride, or maybe you just trail ride. That's important too. You have to have your horse fit for longer trail rides. We've had a really good show year on Hank, and since our last show a few weeks ago, I have way back down on what I'm doing with him. We have not done any maneuvers. We have not loped any circles, not done any stops, any spins, anything. Brought his energy back down, bringing his mind back down. Let's walk. Bringing everything back down because I want him to relax. You see, we're walking around. Looks like a kid broke gentle horse. I don't want his energy to stay up. I don't want his anxiety to stay up. I'm not going to drill on maneuvers and drill and drill and drill. It's not good for his body, and it's not good for his mind. It's the mind that I'm after. You hear me talk about that a lot throughout the training process. If I have the mind trained and we have the fitness and the muscle memory, everything's going to come together. So this time between our last show, which was a few weeks ago, in February, when I'm going to show him at the World Finals, I'm going to gradually build so that he peaks out just before that show or right at that show. I've been basically almost like riding him sloppy a little bit. Not being as precise, letting his brain soften, I guess would be a good word to put it. Normally, like right now, if I push my feet forward and I don't get a hustle of a backup, I'm going to scold him a little bit. Well, right now, I'm not really asking for any maneuvers to begin with, and I really don't care if what we do is crisp. We're going to go out ride in the woods. We're going to ride in the pasture, ride around the yard. And I'm not going to do anything with him that's going to resemble a show maneuver because I want his body relaxed. You can look at his eyes right now, and he's a pretty relaxed horse. If I try to keep him tuned up, peaked out from here, his last show was actually a few weeks ago, from about 3 weeks ago all the way to February, his brain is going to fry. We're not going to make it. It's really important that you think about your horse's mental state. If I bring him up and bring him back down, this horse is going to last forever. But if I try to keep him peaked out throughout a whole show year, he won't even last a whole show year. His last show that I took him to, if you remember me talking about it, we just ran for 70 runs. I didn't even push him hard. That way I can peak him out when I want to, when we're going to go do something that matters. Every time we show, I show once to win, once for a 70, and once to DQ in school. I stick with that religiously. If you're taking your horse, whatever you do, let's say a barrel horse, timed event horse, and every time you go in the arena, you run them hard, you're going to eventually have alley issues. You're going to have all kinds of issues. That's how you develop those issues. But if you run him hard once, just slow lope the pattern once, and then go in and school position on the barrel once, that horse is going to last you a long time. And whether it's timed events, English, reining, whatever, if you work it that way and you keep your horse's mind fresh, that horse is going to last you for a long time. If you've got any questions about that, put it in the comments. And if you're having any issues with your horse that you think might have been created by constantly pushing that horse, put it in the comments and we'll talk about it. I'll see if I can help you get that horse's mind back. You want to address that as quick as you can when you see it start to come up, because the longer you push on the horse, the longer it's going to take that horse to come back. Now, I've seen horses that you had to basically just trail ride for a year in order to get them back doing whatever event they were trained for. And some of them, if you let it go bad enough, long enough, you'll never get them back. So you want to address that as early as possible. And by having horses like this throughout their, and managing them like this throughout their lifetime, we have minimal issues with physical issues. Their minds last forever. I've got 3 horses here in their 20s that's still showing with kids and teaching kids how to show. And if you don't manage those horses that way, you're not going to have those older horses for kids to learn how to show. That's how we end up with such good older horses here. So if you have any questions about what I'm doing here, put it in the comments below and I'll see if I can answer your question. And if you're finding what I'm doing helpful, if you would, click the like button, and that will help YouTube know to send the videos out to other people. If you have a friend that you think needs to watch this video, share it with them. Let them see what I'm doing and might help more people. So that's our Wash Rack Wednesday video for the day. Think about how you're managing your horse. I'll put a link here to the other Wash Rack Wednesday videos. Obviously, we're not on the wash rack today, but that's kind of the topic of those videos. Until next time, thank you for watching. Most of the more specific training videos that talk about how to use your hands, how to use your legs, that kind of thing, I post on Patreon. If you want to look those up, Tim Anderson Horse Training on Patreon. A lot of those real specific horse training videos are there. And every Thursday at 9 o'clock Central Time, I do a live training video. After that is over, I'll take the audio from that and upload it as a podcast on Spotify. So if you're driving and you want to hear the topic of what we're talking about on that Thursday, and hear the questions, because I take a lot of live questions, live training questions, and talk about those. So if you want to try that on Spotify, that's Tim Anderson Horse Training on Spotify.